Well, it's here. Winter is here. And it's cold, which is everybody complained about the heat all summer. And now we're going to be complaining about the cold, I'm sure. So it's not going to be super cold here. We're in the high mountain desert of Colorado, right on the Utah border, about 20 miles off. So look at that. I'm showing you a 400. This is Jeremy, Jeeps Unlimited Parts Breakers. And I'm doing an update video. I do these every once in a while. But mainly doing this video for the upcoming East Coast trip. This tub is sold. Finally, we had the CJ7. That was a rare one. That was hard to get a hold of. We have a few frame spots left on this trailer. I think we can fit one more tub, maybe two if we get creative, but definitely can fit 4 or 5 more frames on it. So if you're needing a CJ5, CJ7, YJ, TJ, JK, JK, I don't think I could fit the JK tub on it. That's going to be a little too big, probably, but again, we do have one of those. We have a 4-door, we have 2 2-doors right now for the tubs. And then of course we have a good amount of TJ tubs available and that are ready to rock, ready to roll as far as shipping out. We're pretty much at the back end of this trip planning as far as trying to get anything dismantled, tore down before I leave is probably not going to happen. So it's not to worry if you need something or want something that is complete in the yard. You know, we've been doing this for 18 years. We'll continue to do it, and we can always hot shot it out to you. This is the opportunity that I usually have twice a year, but I only have once this year, and that's mainly because Kira, my wife, which also runs the company with us or with me, is due in January. We got a little girl coming. So this will be our trip coming up. I leave a week from yesterday, today is, let's see, October 26th. So the day after Halloween 2023, that'll be November 1st, 2023. I'll be taking the big gooseneck trailer out. And usually we fit 6 or 7 tubs on it. Like I said, we're about there for tubs. I think we have 1 or 2 spots left, and then we're about 14 frames. We're about 9, I think, frames right now, so we still have a good amount of frame space. We stack those are easy to do. Tubs are a little bit more intricate the way they get done. So I'm gonna try to get up. When the weather came in today, I had John come in, our web designer. For those of you who follow us or know about us, you know, this is gonna be like old news maybe, but John is just an absolute amazing catch we've had out here. We got a hold of him in May of 2020 and came out of coding for the Army and became our full-time basically web developer and everything else. So he's here this week. He lives in Maryland normally. He's actually never been to the yard, feet on the ground, boots on the ground, like I like to call it when we're doing a major cleanup like's going on right now. But he came out, which is so cool. I've been out to his place in Maryland, met him in person a few times before this, but having him here is a real treat. So we have a lot going on this week, and then on top of that, we're trying to get as much of our tubs and frames left that we have fully. So these guys are ready to rock. You see these, and they'll be posted hopefully tomorrow. I'll bundle up and come out, get them cleaned up, washed up. And these are beautiful, rust-free, grade A tubs. This one actually is sold, so this one's not available. But that one, I believe, is still around, and then there's a handful of other ones, okay? So this one could go on the trip, and then there's a few others. I'm not gonna go into great detail, so just check us out, give us a call. I can go over options if you're needing a TJ tub. This is a rare one, guys. This is a CJ6 tub, 72 to 75, and it is very, very clean. Like when I say very clean, I'm talking A grade as we grade our tubs. That's a rare bird. If you're looking to ever build a CJ6, don't miss the opportunity to grab this guy, especially if you happen to be along this load. And if you're on the West Coast, guys, I will be heading back out probably around Thanksgiving. We'll be heading to Vegas, potentially Salt Lake again, and maybe all the way out to LA area, and maybe Boise. But that's going to be the extent of my travels. But this next trip, Colorado, and I'm heading all the way out to Albany, New York, coming down through Tennessee. So I'll hit some southern states, we'll get some northeastern states. There might even be a chance that I'll go coastal. But right now we're trying to keep it under 10 days. So, you know, whether you can come in and meet me or maybe not. Maybe I have to take it all the way to you. I'm open to that, especially because it's the last trip I'll be making for a while. So CJ6 tub, Okay, 72, 75. Another TJ tub, another grade A here, green one. Early one, 9701. Actually, yeah, 9701. Okay. This one will be ready to go, and it's pretty clean. It's got a couple spots. This is 60, I think a 65-ish. I'll have to double check on that guy, but that's pretty good tub especially if you're dealing with something. So I'll try to get these ones that are ready to rock. This is a perfect example. This one we could get done if it needed to be. It doesn't have a ton of dismantle. I have 2 dismantlers coming in the next 2 days, so I could tackle something like that. Whereas like this CJ5 here, if somebody called me tomorrow, I would do my best to get it done. If we got deposit on it, we do dismantle. These are a little bit differently. You'll have to follow up with us on how we do these. Look at our YouTube channel for pre-dismantle videos, and you'll see, and I'll explain what that means as far as locking those in. But again, that would have to be really quickly notification. This is a 77, and it's a pretty clean. It does have the tailgate. It does have a little bit of rust in some of the lower rockers, but the floors are solid. The corners are pretty good on it. I mean, overall, that's actually a pretty dang good tub there. That one just came in yesterday. So, okay, that tub's sold. That one's going to Buffalo. That's actually, that tub right there is this Jeep, basically, okay? And we got TJ. I think this one is actually listed. This is a 2002 TJ tub. This one you can view on the site right now. Another 2000, no, this is an LJ tub. This one sold already. This one's going to Tennessee. That's our last LJ tub at the moment. This is another 02 green tub. And these are, when I say 02, okay, you'll hear me say ranges. 2002 is on its own, technically. Yes, you can use an i701 and you can use an 0306, but do not take that lightly. There's the modification on the firewall is the one everybody thinks is the only one necessary. That's not true. And I can tell you, I can go over that with you, what it is. If you have a 2002, buy a 2002, much easier. But if you have an i701, buy those. And if you have an 0306, we have it, all the options. So don't let the color stick you. That's a green, that's a blue. I might have one more 02 out here. I think I do, but I'll have to double check. And then a white 9701. And then of course, we got a JK. This is a 2015 JK 2-door grade A, couple dings, but no rust. This is a 2009, I believe, 2-door JK tub. Then I don't know if I showed you the silver one. There's a silver one up there, right there, 4-door 09. So tubs do matter. 2007 to 2010. We have one 4-door JKU frame, no 2-door frames for JKs at the moment. Okay, and then these are cut ones. The little bit we have left, that's a 72 to 75, but not in the best of shape. So might be something you can still use. We'll make you a smoking deal on it if it is. Okay, so that's that. Now, that's the tubs. I'm not going to go into too much tubs because I don't have a ton of room left for tubs. But let me try to. There's some more tubs here. These ones are ready to rock. Both TJs. There's another blue. I bet that's another 02 there. And then green and black, both early 9701s. Okay, I got frames kind of scattered right now. I got some guys out here helping me clean these up tomorrow, hopefully, the next day. I'm gonna do my best and try to get as much of this as listed as possible. But I wanna show you in this video, and I'll take a couple photos here because it's a lot of work to list a frame. It takes about 30 minutes the way we do it, and really the way everybody should do it, which is video, photos, a description of each frame. You see the stack of frames. These are beautiful, nice, clean, rust-free, straight frames. Every single frame and every single tub, and for the most part, every single door, fender, actually all the body parts, we list as what you're seeing is what you get, okay? We don't do a general, and what I mean by that is just this, for example, okay? There's actually a TJ frame sitting at the top here, but just ignore that for a moment. This is a YJ frame, and let's just hypothetically say this YJ frame is the same as every one of these. We're not gonna list this frame and put quantity 8 or whatever we have sitting here. We're gonna list that frame and that one and that one, and they're all gonna be listed. They're all gonna be skewed individually. So you call us up and you find us on the website, partsbreakers.com, and you know, it's got a SKU you like. You give us that one. That's the one we'll ring you out for and deliver to your door. You don't have to worry about, you know, the old switcheroo. Okay, and in that sense, when you see our video, you're going to see that frame as if you're standing here in front of me. We're going to flip it upside down. We're going to look at it from head to toe, and just really, go into detail. So we don't want any surprises. We want to under promise, over deliver. And as cliche as that sounds, that's truly what it comes down to, is a way that frame should be sold in anything, for tubs as well, because everyone is going to be slightly different. Now, frames are pretty unified for what they are. They are what they are. Whereas tubs, a ding here or dent here is going to be different than anything else. So just know that. So these, a lot, you could look at this and go, wow, they got a ton of them. Well, two things. One, I just spent the last 7 or 8 months going around the West Coast and gathering up Jeeps, and specifically the high mountain desert areas like we're in now, Arizona, Vegas, and Southern California, and then bringing them back and just load after load after load after load. So you're seeing the aftermath of that. That's first thing. So you come March, and I'll do another video update, and there'll be either no frames. By March or April, we're usually completely out of frames because we call it project season. It's wintertime. It's cold. I'm freezing right now. You're probably getting there. And everybody's looking to do something warm project, maybe with their son or daughter in the garage. And this is perfect. You can build, in our yard, you can literally build a Jeep from the ground up, and they literally are like Legos. They are that easy. You can call me. I can give you advice on how to do certain things, and so forth, okay? So you can buy, we've sold whole entire kits to people, almost like they used to do the crates. You can literally buy every single thing to construct a Jeep, and we can even set you up with a used motor, used driveline, or we have a full line of our own rebuilt stuff that we do, and transmission guys that do them for us, and yada, yada, yada. So we can go from the top to the bottom, or we can just provide the one thing you're looking for, okay? So that's one thing. And the second thing is, I haven't had time to come out and list these things, okay? And then the last thing is that, yes, there's a few, let's see, there's probably 5 or 6 good solid 6-cylinder YJ frames here, okay? YJ frames have never been an issue. It's the YJ tubs that are hard to get, okay? The YJ frames I can usually get throughout the year, no problem. The YJ tubs are the opposite. The YJ tubs and the CJ7 tubs, and even the 5, those are hard to get. And so what you see also, these came in from the West Coast when we did the same runs of these. One of these is sold. I think the white one's still available, and I believe maybe this black one. So I got these, and these are all ready to rock. We can ship these out, no problem. One of these is not available. These two, that's already sold. That's going to New York as well. But the rest of them are available. Those two anyway. Okay. And then I'm going to touch real quickly on, not try to confuse the heck out of you, but the TJ frame. Okay. We just went through a whole bunch of TJ tubs, and the TJ tub, we can usually get those throughout the year. Not a huge deal. They're hard to get clean sometimes, and we got some really exceptional clean ones right now. But by and large, rust-free and the good, quality tubs we can get on a TJ. It's the complete opposite when it comes to TJ frames. TJ frames, we usually are sold out, or they're already pre-sold. Now I have this top one here, which I'll have to look a little closer. It's definitely a 4-cylinder, and I'm thinking it's a 2.4. 03 to 06, which you can adapt to a 6-cylinder or even an early one if you want. That's a beautiful frame, so we'll definitely look at that. We got some fell in a hole over here. CJ7, CJ5 frames. We have an LJ frame, 04 to 06, and then of course there's a Chevy Duramax over there still. But okay, and a couple sporadic ones here that we had them all laying out. So the other day we just toss them over on each other, move them out of the way so we can get around. So the YJ, CJ on the bottom there, another CJ back there. And then this guy is a TJ, and it's a 6-cylinder frame, okay? And this is probably, I need to make sure this hasn't sold yet, because it looks like this is a early 9702. I'll have to double check. If this is a 9702, then it's the only one I can think of is the one we just pulled, and that's a possibility, but I'll have to double check. This frame may not be available, folks, because these are, out of all the TJ frames, this is the one that does not sit around. So I'll get it. If it's available, it'll go up tomorrow, very first thing I do, because that one will sell in a few days. And then this one here, this is back to a 4-cylinder, and probably, and if you're wondering how I know that, it's the distance between the motor mount and the shock towers. Hard to say by the front of it what year it is. You can tell by the steering gearbox, and the easiest thing to do is just take one and hold it up and see if it works. But I'll check that one out. Here's a nice tub, and again, this is going to be a 02, I believe, and I'll go over with you on why that is. Another blue 02 grade A tub there. Okay, and now here we go. Okay, this is kind of our bread and butter right now of YJ tubs. Unfortunately, majority of these, not all of them, but most of these are going to be probably too much to get done before I leave. So once again, if there's a chance you want a YJ tub and you didn't see one over there you liked, or those are listed, so you can see those online, and you happen to want, you know, this specific black one, this one I could actually get down. It's pretty much ready to pop. Whereas like that one there still got quite a bit left on it, and the one next to it, and this one here. So some of these we're just going to be out of time on, but we can, you know, they'll progressively sell. We'll hot shot these out later time. So all right, and then yeah, I know this frame is sold. This is 9702 TJ frame here, 6-cylinder. That one's already sold, and look, it's sold as it is. That's called what we call it pre-dismantle. You know, it's still slow to come apart. The guy wasn't in a huge hurry. We made him a little bit better deal, A, because it was pre-dismantle, and B, because he wasn't in a giant hurry. And so once we get this thing kind of organically, it'll come apart, we'll go back and pop it, and then we'll get it out on a hot shot. If I have the time before we leave, this will go out with me. Otherwise, we'll send it out. So, okay. And then we got another TJ tub here. This is a black one, and this appears to be like an 03 to 06 probably. And then, of course, we have a couple YJ frames here, and even a automatic tranny on that one. That engine's unfortunately needs to be rebuilt. Just actually ran, surprisingly, that motor ran, didn't even have very many miles on it. But compression numbers, we always do compression on every motor we sell, which leads me to the last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to try to get some photos. Look at the sunset we're going to have tonight, or already had. I have plenty of room for a couple frames. I have a little bit of room left for axles. I can definitely squeeze some axles on, and I can probably squeeze 2 or 3 more engines. Normally I do not do, when I do these runs, I do not do small parts. And we start getting engines and axles, and I usually don't do them because it's almost easier just to throw them on a freight truck and send them out. But if you're along the I-80 or I-90 route, or coming back through from 70 on down to Nashville area, I have no problem doing one, especially if it's convenient to do it. The biggest thing with engines is it's going to go on a pallet with a tire, and you're going to need a way to unload it. Now that can be a tractor. Using a cherry picker is not very easy, and for time constraints that I have on this trip, unless it's extremely simple and I can pull up the side, don't have to go in anywhere, I can unload you, or you can unload me with that. But normally I like tractors, forklifts, skid steers, the whole nine. So anyway, I'm just gonna get back here and take a couple photos of these frame piles, because that's gonna really help motivate these calls, and I know we're gonna get a lot of them. And so just on that last note, if you've made it this far in the video, I know, you know, I looked at our call log. We did 78 phone calls today. That's actually a low day for us. Typically we do 120-ish calls. When I say that, I'm talking about, I'm the one that does those calls. My name's Jeremy. I said that in the beginning, but there's nobody else that helps me on the phones besides Kira, my wife. And Kira can only answer questions so much. If it comes to a frame and tub, you're going to have to wait your turn and get with me. So usually what I say is give us a holler. I prioritize our calls by the way they come in, and what I call low-hanging fruit on the tree, meaning that if it's a frame and it's been listed, or a tub that's been listed, those are fairly easy. If it needs to be listed, I'll get it done and I'll give you a holler back. So otherwise, we will, I think we'll go from there. I do have a Commando tub for anybody looking, but I have not picked it up yet. It should be in, I don't know. It might be in next week. I doubt I'll have it for this trip, but we'll go from there. The dogs are determined to take my knees out today. So, all right. Thanks a lot. partsbreakers.com. Jeeps Unlimited is our legacy name. 303-666-9020. And look forward to talking to you.